Now to a story south of the border where a first-of-its-kind art exhibit will take place in St. Paul, Minnesota starting June 5th. The Queering Indigeneity exhibit will feature work by 16 Indigenous Two-Spirit queer and gender-diverse artists from the upper Midwest region. A multi-generational project, artists ages range from 20 to over 70 years old, showcasing their unique perspectives on identity. Joining us now to talk about Queering Indigeneity are organizers Penny Kagigebi, an Ojibwe Two-Spirit artist, and Kate Beane, Executive Director of the Minnesota Museum of American Art, where the exhibit will be displayed. Tanse, Penny, and Kate, thank you so much for joining us. My first question is for Penny. Can you tell us how this art exhibit is the first of its kind?
So to my knowledge, I looked around and I haven't been able to find anywhere else where there's been a collection of Two-Spirit, Native, queer, and gender expansive artists in the upper Midwest, US, and including Canada. And then having that tied to this land on Turtle Island in the very center of the continent. And then also that this represents a great diversity in age range. There's 50 years between our elders and the youngest of the artists included. 80% of the artists are under 40 years of age, and 70% of them are exhibiting for the first time. But more than that, I've been referring to this as more of a community collaboration with a side order of an exhibit. It's really leaning heavily into how to serve the community, and the exhibit is a big part of that, but it is only a part of it.
Thank you for all that great info. And Kate, how and why did this project come to be?
So this project came to be because of relationship building. Our institution had a wonderful former curator who we worked with named Laura Joseph, who developed a relationship with Penny and started, they started communicating about what could some possibilities be in terms of working with one another. The Minnesota Museum of American Art, all of our exhibits and all of the work that we do is partnership based. It's all collaborative, it's all co-curation, working with partners. We're not the authority. I'm a Native person who entered the museum field in order to change the field and to try and do things differently. And in order to do that, we have to really think about shared visions and shared values. And when Penny was introduced to me, we found out that we had a lot of mutual friends and relatives. Indian country's small, and we started mentioning names, and we were like, oh yeah, I know them, or they're my cousin, and so it was a really, really sweet relationship that was formed as relatives, really, and I think it was a natural fit. And it's just been so exciting to get to know Penny and the team and to be able to share resources and be of the same mind to create a space that is so needed right now for our communities.
That's so great to hear. And Penny, what types of art can we expect to see for this exhibit?
It's, again, reflective of the artists that are included. It's really, really diverse. We have when I initially talked to artists about bringing forward what they wanted to put in the exhibit, I asked them to dig into their wildest ideas, because I really wanted them to have the freedom to bring forward things that they didn't think would be accepted maybe in regular exhibits. So some of them make a direct political statement, some of them do not. There's sculptures and poetry, fiber art, beadwork and basketry, paintings and prints. We have videos and digital work. And then I've noticed as pieces are coming forward, there's a real interesting combination of mixed media. So you're finding beadwork on photographs, and it's exciting work.
That's so interesting. And Kate, I hear there may be more iterations of the show in the near future. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so we don't like to do one-off projects. Again, we're all about building relationships and keeping those relationships going and realizing that art is a living being, and everything that we create together has a continuance. And trying to figure out how to support this project in different iterations is something that we're really invested in. We see this as a multi-year project. And we don't see the exhibit as the end of any sort of project. You know, I think there's all kinds of opportunities to continue to share the work and the creativity of the artists and the ways in which we're doing this collaboration within other spaces. You know, we are also talking about possibly extending the show a little bit because I think that it, you know, the public really wants to have the time to be able to come see this exhibit, but it's more than just an exhibit. You know, we're putting life out into the world, and I think there's a lot of different spaces where that life can be, and where we can help share what is created throughout this experience. And so we don't know exactly what direction it will go in. And I think that's part of the exciting piece because, you know, again, this is out of respect for our creativity within our communities and the ways in which art is a part of our very being, who we are and how we live. And so we don't know where it's going to go, but we're excited to see where it takes us.
Well, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you both for telling us about this great and groundbreaking exhibit. Thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Miigwech.
Wieder, man.